Good morning. The world of poetry is in mourning, as indeed is the wider world, at the sudden passing of a wonderful contemporary Irish poet, Eavan Boland, who died on Monday in Dublin. Eavan Boland wrote her first collection of poetry while she was still a student at Trinity College Dublin in the 1960s. One of her contemporaries was Mary Burke, who became Mary Robinson, who became the first female President of Ireland. And in December 1990, in her presidential inaugural address, Mary Robinson declared that, as a woman, I want the women who have felt themselves outside history to be written back into history in the words of Eavan Boland, finding a voice where they found a vision. Eavan Boland occupied the Irish public poetic tradition that stems from W.B. Yeats, taking on as its concerns with myth, with history, with the Irish landscape, while at the same time remaining intensely personal. This morning I want to pay my own tribute to Eavan Boland by reading her poem, Anna Liffey, published in 1994. The poem is semi-autobiographical and recalls her life journey as a writer, as a mother, as a wife, and returnee to Ireland. Anna Liffey. Life, the story goes, was a daughter of Canaan, and came to the plain of Kildare. She loved the flat lands and the ditches and the unreachable horizon. She asked that it be named for her. The river took its name from a land. The land took its name from a woman. A woman in the doorway of a house, a river in the city of her birth. There, in the hills above my house, the river Liffey rises, is a source. It rises in rush and ling heather and black peat and bracken and strengthens to claim the city it narrated. Swans, steep falls, small towns, the smudged air and bridges of Dublin. Dusk is coming. Rain is moving east from the hills. If I could see myself, I would see a woman in a doorway wearing the colours that go with red hair, although my hair is no longer red. I praise the gifts of the river, its shiftless and glittering, retelling of a story, its clarity as it flows, in the company of runt flowers and herons, around a bend at Island Bridge, and under 13 bridges to the sea, its patience at twilight, swans nestling by it, neon wincing into it. Maker of places, remembrances, narrate such fragments for me. One body, one spirit, one place, one name, the city where I was born, the river that runs through it, the nation which eludes me. Fractions of a life it has taken me a lifetime to claim. I came here in a cold winter. I had no children, no country. I did not know the names for my own life. My country took hold of me. My children were born. I walked out in the summer dusk to call them in. One name, then the other name, the beautiful vowels sounding out home. Make a nation what you will, make the past what you can. There is now a woman in doorway. It has taken me all my strength to do this, becoming a figure in a poem, usurping a name and a theme. A river is not a woman, although the name it finds, the history it makes and suffers, the Viking blades beside it, the muskets of redcoats, the flames of the four courts blazing into it are a sign. Any more than a woman is a river, although the course it takes, through the swans courting and distraught willows, its patience, which it is also its powerlessness, from Callery to Island Bridge, and from source to mouth in another one. And in my late 40s, past believing love will heal what language fails to know and needs to say, what the body means, I take this sign, I make this mark, a woman in a doorway of her house. A river in the city of her birth, the truth of a suffered life, the mouth of it. The seabirds come in from the coast. The city wisdom is they bring rain. I watch them from my doorway. I see them as arguments of origin, leaving a harsh force on the horizon, only to find it slanting and falling elsewhere. Which water, the one they live or the one they pronounce, remembers the other? I am sure the body of an aging woman is a memory, and to find a language for it is as hard as weeping and requiring these birds to cry out as if they could recognize their element, remembered and diminished in a single tear. An aging woman finds no shelter in language. She finds instead single words she once loved, such as summer and yellow and sexual and ready, have suddenly become dwellings for someone else, rooms and a roof under which someone else is welcome, not her. Tell me, Anna Liffey, spirit of water, spirit of place, how is it on this rainy autumn night, as the Irish sea takes the names you made, the names you bestowed, and gives you back only worldlessness? Autumn rain is scattering and dripping from carports and clipped hedges. The gutters are filled. When I came here, I had neither children nor country. The trees were arms, the hills for dreams. I was free to imagine a spirit in the blues and greens, the hills and fogs of a small city. My children were born. My country took hold of me, a vision in a brick house. Is it only love that makes a place? I feel it strange. My children are growing up, getting older. My country holds on to its own pain. I turn off the harsh yellow porch light and stand in the hall. Where is home now? Follow the rain out of the Dublin hills. Let it become the river. Let the spirit of place be a lost soul again. In the end, it will not matter that I was a woman. I am sure of it. The body is a source, nothing more. There is a time for it. There is a certainty about the way it seeks its own dissolution. Consider rivers. They are always en route to their own nothingness. From the first moment, they are going home. And so, when language cannot do it for us, cannot make us know love will not diminish us, there are these phrases of the ocean to console us, particular and unafraid of their completion. In the end, everything that burdened and distinguished me will be lost in this: I was a voice.